jumping in early because I think this is going to be kind of a boring episode. There's not much happening here other than I'm just stripping paint. But I will show it all because I think it's useful. Some people might want to see it. It might reveal something that someone is looking for, not really paint related, but maybe they just need a view of a certain area and it's shown in my video. So that's great. But as far as content goes for this week, it's not great. We're just stripping paint, but it's also worth it. I just want to talk about maybe some of the tools that I'm using and why I'm using them. So what I basically opted for was a mechanical paint removal. You can do a lot of other things. There's, chemical or sandblasting. I think the very best way to do it is a chemical dip, but that is out of my budget and would be logistically would just be hard for me to get the body to where it needs to go for a chem dip. But I think ultimately probably a chem dip is your very best option. It'll get rid of paint everywhere. It will sort of reveal everything that needs to be repaired. So that I think is the best. A lot of people like sandblasting. I know a lot of other people don't like sandblasting. Do what you think is best. But for me, the very best was I did mechanical removal. That means I just take a wire wheel or a little bit of sandpaper on a rotary sander, or I really like the little surface conditioning discs. Those do a really good job as well. And basically, I just work through and I just remove the paint that way. Rotary sander, I think, is good. It takes material off really fast. That's different than a random orbital or like a DA. Just turns like this and it takes material off really fast. So that could be a good option for you. I use 80 grit sandpaper, sometimes 60. I had a lot of people worried about the grit I was using, saying that 80 grit was going to leave scratch marks in my paint that I was going to put over it. It does not. It does not. I get their concern, but also you have to think about the whole process again. You got to think about everything that needs to happen. Yeah, after I go to bare metal, we're going to put epoxy on, but then I've got rounds of, I'm going to do body work. So I'm going to skim all the panels. I'm going to do high build primer. It's going to be painted and primed 2 or 3 more times at that point. But even then, an 80 grit on a rotary sander isn't going to show your scratch marks through which I did was epoxy primer. It didn't show any scratch marks in the epoxy. So don't worry about that. It doesn't happen. It won't show anything. The other thing I did as I was stripping it to bare metal was I was treating it with OSPHO. I know I've talked about this before, but this is a really handy tool, a product I should say. OSPHO is just phosphoric acid, and it just helps etch your bare metal, creates just a barrier, a coating on it. That way, if your project has to sit in bare metal for any amount of time, and mine had to sit like that for 6 months almost, I think, like a lot of months, that way it can sit in bare metal and you won't have to worry about it rusting or flashing or anything like that. So it just, and also the benefit is too that it'll etch the metal and it converts any rust spots. So it just helps further protect against rust. So there's lots of benefits with OSPHO. So just look into that if you're going to do a restoration. I would say, yeah, probably pick up a gallon. I don't think I used a whole gallon, but pick up a gallon. You'll use it. And other than that, just enjoy the rest of the video. It is literally just me stripping paint. Skip it if you want. I know that some people will like it. Other people will find it not very useful. But anyways, that's what we're doing this week, and we will see you next week.